Hey guys, welcome back to WiseKracks. Bill Krackomberger, Jon Orlando. I'm down here in I was going to say Miami. That's what people want to think. I'm down in Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock. Had to cash some futures that I bet for baseball season, and even have one for college football. So I came down now, and we're just getting cold in Vegas. I felt like having some heat. Yet I came in yesterday. It was pouring rain the whole day. Today the sun's out, 73, so much better. Jon, right away I knew where you were. I seen Mardi Gras in the background. So I know the reason why you're at the Orleans, probably for poker. And I said let's save it for on air. I hope not to. I'm not trying to embarrass you, but isn't it getting old, the poker scene? Like, isn't it now you've went from like World Series win, Venetian, now you're at the Orleans. The next stop is Dottie's Bar and Grill. Wouldn't you say give it up a little bit, or?
No, I like to play with the people, Bill. I like to make the round. I'm a rounder. Bill.
Jerk somebody else off. You're not around. What are you playing? A $62 buy-ins? What you're buying?
$300 buy-in today. I don't remember what the guarantee is.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone should play lower tournaments, by the way. This is more of a Jon Orlando, Johnny Hollywood Orlando thing. That's what this is more, So this is you probably should do better in these low-level tournaments. I would think the quality of play is you're almost to that quality of play. You'll be okay.
Right. Bill, let me ask you this. What's the percentage of tournaments that an average player should be cashing and then winning? How often do you think, like, if you enter 10 tournaments, you're a good player if you cash, and how many of those 10 would you say?
First of all, winning one of them is a miracle, no matter where you're at.
Winning one is a miracle. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. If I told you that since 2023, I have won, how many tournaments would you say would be impressive?
Jon, you play every day.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay, well, how many tournaments since 2023 do you feel I should have won?
Since 2023?
Yeah.
So let's use 23, 24, 25. It's 3 years now. So that's 1,000 tournaments.
1,000 tournaments? Come on. That's not 1,000 tournaments.
You play every day.
I don't play every day.
You play every day. You don't want to tell the audience it's fine. All right. So I'll give you half of that. You played 500 tournaments. You should have won at least should have won. Winning's tough. Yeah. How many? I'll say you should have won 4.
7. You said 4. I've won 7.
No, okay, you've won 7.
And that's actually since May of 23, since the World Series of 23. 7.
Right, but you're counting the ones that are 22 players, 50 players, 75 players.
No, the Hendon Mob wouldn't count those. Like, I've won tournaments at Caesars that those aren't counted. It's on Hendon Mob. You can verify it all.
I got to get someone over there to
now what? Now what? You said 4 and I've almost doubled it.
Jon, I got to look at it, to be honest.
I know it hurts. It hurts, doesn't it?
No,
it hurts.
But
come on, a little bit.
Where's my money?
All right, settle down. Settle down. Let's move on.
Poker players like to tell you how they go to these databases where, of course, your lifetime earnings $1 million. Nine-tenths of the players don't have a grocery dollar to their name, but they have a million.
You're right about that. Let me ask you this real quick. You see these lights behind me?
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of old school Vegas? Do you remember when Vegas only looked like that? Even on the strip, the lighting on the strip, the signage used to always kind of look like this, right?
That's why the local casinos prosper so much. It's the reason why. I mean, even the casino you're in, the Orleans, Gold Coast, they're gambling joints. I may have problems with them in certain areas, but they're gambling joints, man. You go in, there's action all the time. The smoke is bad at some of those, but
it is bad. It's bad in here.
Yeah, you can't smoke in the poker room though, right?
No, you can't smoke in the poker room. But right now I'm sitting like in the little lounge by the sports book, and I'm all I smell is smoke. Yeah.
Smoke is so bad. And all the local casinos. I'm not just picking on them.
Yeah.
But I love the local joints. I look at the Orleans, but they got all the Mardi Gras festival things all throughout the casino, and it's the New Orleans-based casino, of course. It just looks like something. They recreate a lot of things there. I like that. I love Sam's Town. Sam's Town's pretty cool. They have that outdoor park, and well, it's an indoor park. It looks like you're outdoors. There are trees and mountains and stuff. It's really, really cool. So, especially Christmas time, it's a great place to go. Vegas has a lot of things for Christmas time. We have they light up the SLMs, all the cactuses over there in Henderson. It's so cool to bring your family and kids, and it's just a cool Christmas time. Really, Vegas does it right. Vegas does a lot of things right for Christmas time. Some celebrations there, and it just there's a lot of things to see rather than just the inside of casino. So, John, I want to talk about this thing, and I don't mean to go after the guy because Dave Portnoy, a very generous guy. He's good with animals. He's a good guy when it comes to helping people and stuff. I don't know what he is he doing something, drugs or drink? I don't know. Like,
he had a meltdown the other day over the football game. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Hair is in his multi-million-dollar mansion, and totally went off the rails saying, the murder. He wants to murder the Raiders coach. Wants him murdered. Like, how can you talk like that and get away with it? And how about you have a responsible platform to millions of people and kids that look up to you and stuff that are already. Everyone thinks that there's cheating, which there has been some cheating, but everyone thinks that games are fixed. He's saying fixed. This is one of the Raiders. He just really upset me the other day. And
me too. I don't understand it because if there was no flag on that play, the kick never happened. So how could you say it was cheating? Like what did you want them to do?
And you know what? Honestly, what's a coach supposed to do? So you're down by 10 points, and you're throwing the ball to wherever a field goal, almost field goal range, actually a little bit outside. But that guy in Raiders kicks field goals. So now you want to kick the ball and make a field goal and hope to have a second left where you can get some kind of miracle onside kick thing. Listen, it's not I didn't bet the game either side, but I wouldn't put it in my worst 20 beats of all time. It's a bad beat for sure. I can't even believe
it's a bad beat, but there's no conspiracy there. It's kind of crazy to me. Like, I don't know. I remember we've been watching meaningless field goals get kicked for years.
The
people just forget.
The bad beat was that Portnoy bet on it, and he just wants to cry and rant about his $250,000 bet, which, by the way, it sounds like a lot of money. I understand it's well within his bankroll, though. The guy's got over $500 million. He's actually betting, less than a 0.5% of his bankroll. Like, I think he said his net worth is like $600 million. I mean, it's just a bad beat. But he wanted to. I know they do things for clicks. You want to do things for clicks, have some fun. That's fun. That's funny. It's ha ha ha. I don't have time for that. But as far as this, it was very irresponsible. And the next day, of course,
I agree with you.
And apologize. Of course, I don't want to murder. Give me a break, Portnoy. That's terrible. And like most people in media, they're like, "Oh my God, should I say anything? I may have a chance." You never know when Barstool can hire me. Thank God in my life, I don't have to worry about a Barstool hiring me, or I could say what I want. Because honestly, I don't care. Keep your money. I don't want your sponsorship. I don't want your average. Thank God I'm in a position in life. I'm not that I'm so wealthy or anything, but I don't have to worry about them and any backlash from the stoolies. I said it on a show earlier in the week, I think with Kelly in Vegas, which she used to work for Barstool. I didn't want her to comment because I don't want her to feel any kind of pressure. But, when you have a situation there with a guy that does that to his, and he's looking for his stoolie members, I was thinking about his followers. So you think about this. So DraftKings put out last year their profits, and they do it every month. They hold double what Las Vegas holds per month. Then if you use the stoolie crowd where Portnoy puts all his players into, the stoolies are holding double that. So, when they're promoting on their shows parlays and teasers, and these are high percentage bets. And, you're following Murderers Row, and not just saying, and just when you're following different guys that are betting, and they don't win. They're having fun though. I get it. I'm not saying they're having fun. I'm not making fun of any one individual. They're not, and I'm sure they're nice people. Like I said, I know Portnoy is very generous to people. He helps people, helps companies, and that's great. I love his pizza reviews. I do, but his crowd that follow them, they're literally holding over 15+% in a sports book. So you think about that. The Las Vegas, they hold less than 5%. The Stoolies are over 15, and some points
Wow.
20%. So that's what they're promoting there. So like I said, and my main thing is this too. I said it on the other show. Gamble like a man. Lose your money like a man. You're creating a whole genre of sports bettors screaming and yelling on gamble like a man. Put your money up and gamble like a man. You know what I mean? Lose your money, go home, and that's it. But it looks like he's turning into a spoiled little rich kid, to be honest with you, from a hardworking, tough guy. Anyway, all right. So now I got a bunch of things to. I probably can't get to them all. Number one, I am happy about this. So it's just the committee just announced Las Vegas, January 2027 is going to host the football national championship. That is so good.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It just got announced. Allegiant Stadium will host the college football playoff national championship January 25th, 2027. On Tuesday, the formation of the CFP, Las Vegas Host Committee, was revealed. This is so cool. This is great for Las Vegas, great for Nevada, and it's just a great thing, like I said, for the town. Let's get into the next thing. I was happy. Oh, so, President Trump was over in a casino. Where was he? Mount Airy Casino, and that's in northern Pennsylvania, Poconos, Pennsylvania. Yet he didn't talk about the gambling deduction tax, which the people were hoping he did on the casino. So, I mean, that just pisses me off, this ridiculous thing. Some gamblers thought he might address the looming change to the federal tax law. It becomes effective 2026, a provision within the big, beautiful bill act, tax deduction loss against winnings, which you can only write off 90% of your winnings. And his focus was the economy and claims that consumers' costs are cutting, all these different things. I don't get into politics, but I'm really upset. I'm going by our U.S. Republican, Dina Titus. There's an irony in the president talking about the affordability at a casino when tourism is down because of its policies, and the gaming industry struggles with a fix to the 90% tax deductions for gambling losses. So she's upset. She's fighting for it, but Daniel Negreanu even said, here's here in the 2025 World Series of Poker, Daniel Negreanu won $1.5 million. His buy-ins totaled $1.3 million for a net of $181,000, and he would pay tax on the $181,000. But however, and that's 37% taxes that he would pay. However, with this new law, if he won $1.5 million, cashed in buy-ins of $1.5 million, he's still paying tax on $150,000. That's something that Daniel said. So it's crazy. You break even, yet you pay taxes on it still. So that's just his example.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
They have to do something here. They have to change this because it's just you can't charge gamblers taxes on things that they don't even win. This is another. How about this? This is an inside alleged fake payout scam. This is a casino cheating ring that was 5 suspects were arrested under a federal internal investigation. It's in Canada, so it's not the United States. I shouldn't say federal. A ring of alleged cheats that use insiders to build casino in Southwest Calgary, Alberta, of unearned winnings has been arrested. And they had inside casino employees that were overpaying them, and they were
like overpaying, like payout, like slot winnings.
Dealers are paying on losing hands, stacking extra chips up for them. And so they got busted. And now the reason why this is not a big deal, believe it or not, the reason why I say it, That can go on in a lot of casinos. You know, up in surveillance,
For sure.
They have 3-4 guys up in surveillance, and
Yeah.
there's so much of the casino floor to watch. You have to watch the players, the dealers, the floor people, all the tables, all the slot areas, people stealing things, voucher people that are cash and vouchers that aren't theirs, and now they put, you know. And listen, those guys work hard up in surveillance. I'm not saying that. I think they deserve more coverage, though. You know, on their.
There's too much to watch. There's just too much to watch.
Now, some of the casinos have more than that. I'm not saying that. Especially on a busy weekend on a strip property. Yeah, you have more, but there's just so much to watch. Listen, overpayouts and things like that going on, and I've seen some things in my life too, where, you know, they teach people how to cheat. In other words, a dice table. They teach you to throw with the right hand, lean over the table. Let's say you're next to the stick man, and you're on the left of the stick man. You're facing the game. I shouldn't even say this on air, but I've seen this scam where they take the dice, they throw it. Now see the left hand? They throw the dice. They have bets for the dealers out there. Everyone there. They throw the dice, and depending on what the number is, they're leaning over the table. The left hand drops a bunch of money in the field. That's an old scam. So if they see like a pair of aces or ace deuce, now there's 2,000 in the field, and they just pay it because the guy's betting the fields 200, 300, 500, 1,000. Now he's just throwing the dice, and he's leaning over the table. He just drops it right in front. It's almost hard for him to see. His body's over the table, and that's something that I watched perfected. I knew the player was doing it at the session that this guy was. I couldn't even see it.
Really?
I had someone that I knew was doing take red dice and shake them and throw them, and they were blue, and the red dice were gone. Multiple times. Next time they were green. Next time they were red. Next time they were orange. Holy shit! And the dice are gone. He shakes them and he puts them in a little pouch here that's built in. They sell, by the way, they sell things for the floor people that are sitting box, you know, suits with little thing. I mean, it's amazing. I'm not recommending anyone to do this. Who's going to cheat in a casino? You go to jail. I mean,
it's crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, I can't even believe some of this. So anyway, that's just something I seen. That was a story I read about these guys getting caught. So, you know, I know we talk about the Sphere a lot. I love the Sphere, the different shows going there. So
yeah,
there is some more talk about certain things. So there was talk about how much money that James Dolan paid YouTube, and it's never heard of that a band gets 90% of the gate. They gave them 90%.
That's crazy.
To open up the show. 90%.
I get it though. I mean, it's marketing, you know.
And that was the opening.
It's a way to, yeah. It's a way to crush it with marketing, really, with their money, with their draw.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a free roll on a marketing spend. Did you see the numbers on the Wizard of Oz? Yeah.
Wow, we're both talking about it at the same time.
Yep.
The Wizard of Oz has made so much money over there. I'm happy. I'm actually happy.
It's like 200 million or something, right? It's the most successful thing the Sphere has done.
Yeah, it's
Wizard of Oz. Yeah.
It's more approaching the $300 million mark.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's how many people.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
I will see it eventually. I love that Wizard of Oz. I love the old. And I had my cousins flew in from North Jersey, called me up, and shout out to John Murray. They don't even tell me they're going to be here. I haven't seen them in 10 years. They haven't been in Vegas in 10 years. They show up, and they went to Wizard of Oz, and they went to Zach Brown Band. They wanted to come in for 2 things. They seen them both and said they were great. And shout out to John Murray for helping us. It's a Saturday, middle of the afternoon. They text me, and I got a booth at Westgate. Beautiful for them to watch the game, get free drinks, free food. Thank you, John. That was really nice. You know, I say free. It just comes out of my account. You know, I have a Westgate. Sure. Westgate, one of the only books that comps sports bettors, gives you into your account. So I had plenty of money in there. I have plenty of money. I bet a lot of money at Westgate. I have like $2,000 spending money. So I was happy to get them that booth. David Byrne, one of my favorite bands of all time is Talking Heads. I love Talking Heads. David Byrne going to be in Las Vegas. I wished so bad the Talking Heads got back together. They were on one of the late night shows, and they were 50-year anniversary. And the girl in the band and the other, they tried to get David Byrne to go sing a song. He wouldn't sing a song with the band. That pissed me off. David Byrne.
Really?
Eccentric. He's a bug. He's a bug. Just look at it. He's nuts.
Now, when he performs by himself, does he still cover the Talking Heads hits or no? He does all of them, but he won't work with the band.
He didn't work with the band, but yet when
Wow.
I seen him on the show, the other 3 original members, I was like, wow. You know how much a reunion tour they would make? I mean,
oh my God, would kill it. Iconic.
David Byrne has plenty of money, millions and millions of, tens of millions of dollars. And, but he is doing another tour with his band, which was really good. His last band, they had a Broadway play and everything. I mean, David Byrne's very successful. They're coming to town. Of course, like the Psycho Killer, people don't know the Psycho Killer burning down the house once in a lifetime. I can go on and on. The 10 songs you've heard on air, I can guarantee.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's got a new theatrical experience featuring a 12-piece band. He's going to be in Las Vegas for one night, April 20th, at the Coliseum at Caesars, which got to be really a really cool thing. Bryan Adams will perform 3 solo acoustic concerts at Encore Theater in the Wind. And I don't know what that even means, solo acoustic, just by himself on a guitar up there. Like, cuts like a knife on a different kind of a different, maybe different sound. And there used to be a show on what was the name of the network? MTV. It was like a show.
Unplugged.
Where they come
Unplugged.
I've seen Guns N' Roses on there once. I've seen John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora.
And they still use drums sometimes, I think. Just no electric guitar, no keyboards. So like acoustic could still be like piano, bass, or no bass, or stand-up bass maybe, but piano, drums, acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Hey,
so
John,
it can still be really good.
I really like an article I seen on holiday lottery tickets are inappropriate gifts for teens. And if I think about it, that this is responsible gambling advocates remind people, and I'll do that myself. Even though I'm in the space, I still want to be responsible. Let me tell you something. I got them all throughout since I'm 8, 9 years old. How about yourself? You ever getting tickets for gift?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how old I was.
When you became a degenerate gambler? Gotta be real young.
Yeah, I think I was over 18 when I was getting them.
No way.
Like as gifts? Yeah, I mean as gifts. I mean people giving me them as like a gift.
But hold on, time out. So you're saying you were a kid? You never got them as kids when you were a kid?
No.
You grew up around a dad and mom that didn't gamble, probably. That's why your dad really.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
We'll find out on a later show how you became the DJ you are. But
Keno, I told you that Keno,
Keno
Riviera Coffee Shop Keno. My dad takes full responsibility.
Wow. Okay. All right. At least we know. I love John. That anything. But the lottery, I like this. This is true though. We started out getting those little scratch offs when I was a kid. I grew up around a gambling family. We gambled like a lot of families do, and they think it's harmless.
Yeah.
Even my dad taking me to Monmouth Park when I was 9, 10, 11 years old. It's amazing how our brains are sponges at that age, and how thank God someone took me and shook me and showed me the right way in life and about how to look at casinos so differently. And
Bill, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What is worse? Having an 18-year-old playing lottery tickets or giving an 18-year-old a credit card? Like when you go off to college, you get the student credit cards. What's worse? Handing an 18-year-old a credit card or saying play the lottery?
The lottery is much worse. Kids are a little bit, they're not.
You think the lottery's worse?
Lottery's much worse. Yeah. It's closet gambling. You know what I mean? You're doing it without any, the credit card, your parents are going to know about it right away, or whoever gives you the credit card. So
yeah,
I think it sounds like you did a little of both, but that's okay. No, yeah, that's what I say. I say it's the lottery. And anything gambling, I think is going to be worse. So, John, this is going into your area here. Prostitution is about being legal. I can't even laugh at that.
That was good. You caught me off guard. I thought you were going to go down Poker Highway or something, and you're like, John, this is getting into your area. Prostitution's going to be legal.
John, let's be frank. Let's I wasn't even trying to, because I know what it is. You know, it's amazing. All these like Hollywood guys, and, good-looking guys, and guys that are in shape and get it. Oh God,
you got me good there, Bill. That's the best I think I've ever been gotten on a show. Guys, oh my God, I'm crying. You got me crying.
I've always good-looking guys, Hollywood guys. They've always, it's amazing. They can get as many broads just working on broads at a bar or something. You go to a bar. But
yeah.
They always go to prostitutes. I don't get it. But anyway, this is Vegas myths rebusted. Prostitution is legal in Las Vegas. That's not true. It's not legal in Las Vegas.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But yet, the girls, you guys have all seen this too. The girls direct to you with those little up and down strips. By the way, they got the same antiques on there since 1980. Look at that photo next time you're looking. Look at the photo. It's the same.
I know.
Photo. The girls.
The hair, you can just tell.
These girls are great grandmothers now. Just look at them.
Yeah. They're still working. They're the ones that still show up.
Honestly, I don't understand how can they not update? You know that photo I'm talking about on the bus, the girls direct to you.
Yeah, for sure. It goes up and down the strip. Also, those guys that hand out those cards, they know how to click the card on their hand. Yeah. And they have no shame. You could be walking with 3 women and they'll still try to hand you the card. Like they don't.
With kids. I'll take them and just throw them in the air. I'll take them and just throw them in the air. I literally do. I'll take them. I was like, give me some extra ones, and I'll start throwing them in the air. Yeah. Yeah. Throw them right in front of them. Then make them go pick them up. I mean, you're going to give the cards to people with girls or kids?
It's crazy. Yeah. It's so dumb.
But it goes to show you prostitution has been illegal in Las Vegas since its red light districts were closed in the 50s. So it's outside of town. But, John, look at the next photo. It's the girls to you. Look at the next photo.
Right. Right.
That's the girls to you. Same thing. So for so much that it's illegal, quote unquote, it's advertised all over the strip. Girls to you. Yeah. How can it even be allowed? It's unbelievable how that can even be legal. But it is illegal, and they really don't crack down, obviously, on it. Hey, John, I want to just say, listen, the A's are coming to Las Vegas. There's some sources that say the A's are not coming to Las Vegas. We're not.
It's so ridiculous. The A's are 100% coming to Las Vegas.
The miniature model of the Las Vegas A's stadium is now on display in a season ticket sales office. This is really cool.
It's across from Durango at the Uncommons.
Oh, is that where it's at? It doesn't say here.
They set up a whole little. Remember the Raiders had a similar thing at Town Square when the Raiders were coming. Do you remember that? They set it up right across from Durango at a place called the Uncommons, it's like a little outdoor.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a model. And
yes.
So the A's are coming though. You could buy season tickets already. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the A's are coming.
Are we going in? Are we going in on some tickets?
It's not bad idea. It's not a bad idea. John, what do you mean going in? You never have any money. You can cut this if you want.
No, we're not cutting anything. There's always money for season tickets, Bill. Get your priorities straight.
Sounds like
there's always money for season tickets.
We're hitting up Pop again. All right, good. That's good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, where I'm at, Florida, cracking down. We talked about this in a space. Cracking down on illegal gaming parlors in Florida will soon be the focus. 2026. The days of the illegal gambling arcades, that's what they call them, in Florida, and the retail shopping complexes, which are the poorest areas of Florida. There could be numbered. Well, I hope so.
What are they betting on in there? Horses mainly, and dogs and horses,
machines?
Oh. What, really?
They're unregulated machines. Excessive gambling is a scourge on society, and illegal gambling only contributes to that issue. Said, okay, the bill cracks down. Listen, it's real simple. We have some strong casino regulations. This place, this company, the gaming here, the Indian-based Seminole Gaming. Yeah, that's where you can bet legally. They have a lot of places here, actually. They're not. People just think it's Hard Rock, Hollywood, where I'm at, and Tampa. It's more than that. They have Immokalee, which is a giant casino, less than an hour out of Fort Myers and Naples. There's little gaming parlors all over. There's one not too far from here called Coconut Creek. There's a lot of gambling places here that are very strong. So this just goes to show you, on Tuesday, the gaming board destroyed 147 illegal slot terminals seized in Broward County by running them over with a bulldozer. And that's then it shows a photo. I'll have JH show that of the bulldozer running over the slot machines. That's happening a lot. It's unbelievable how all these places have been getting away with it for a long time. John, this is a cool thing. Well, first we'll have JH put up this parlay that our Wagerwire segment now here, but then I'll go into this next thing. Is really cool.
Let me see.
I was really happy to see this thing. So let's go into our Wagerwire segment. Can you see that, John, on there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if you recall, earlier in the season, we looked at this at a Munster ticket, $107 to win $555K. That was coming down to the Lions win the Super Bowl. Well, that guy ultimately cashed out for $50,000. I want to say that first in October, which may turn out to be a pretty wise move. But this one is a similar ticket, but it's for not as much, of course. We have a $50 ticket to win $14,000 in the marketplace. The original odds of 280 to 1, $50 to win $14,075. Current odds value 2,200. And I'll give you the bet offer first. So the current cash out offer from the sports book is $310. The bet value $612 here. It just shows you how much of a cashing out any type of bets, no good. Do not use cash out features unless you bet too much. You overbet. Don't just bet at the lock of a profit. You can actually probably middle or scalp with your local sports book and get a better price than using the cash out offer. You're talking up to here we go. It's almost a 50% house edge to cash out. There's no bet that any sports book has that's a 50% bet rather than these cash outs. These cash outs are that bad. So this ticket's pretty cool. It's Indiana, OKC, the finals winner. Won that already. 2025 Mexico Gold Cup winner. LA Dodgers World Series somehow miracle winner. Got those three in. And now the Detroit for the Super Bowl, which was originally 22 to 1 here. So now this bet, like I said, to win 14,000 change. I look at this. See, again, the $50 to win 14,000. Now it's only worth $600. It's worth $600. That's the bet offer here. The cash out's $300. How can they offer you $300? I think $600 is too low. No, my answer is no. Hold on to this a little bit more. Let's see how the Lions do versus the Rams this week. And then, God forbid they beat them as a 6-point underdog this week, which to be honest with you, they have a good chance to beat. The Rams are just coasting along here. They have a chance to beat them. So let's see. Yeah. I would wait. Now, and this Super Bowl is up in the air. I think anyone can win except for the Broncos. Anyone. Oh,
I knew you were going to say that.
Hey, John, guess what we have? I'm sending JH a clip of you, one of our fans, one of our guys that follow us. Before, by the way, go back to that. You don't have to go put it up on the screen no more. So that's Wagerwire app, wagerwire.com. Check out their offers in their marketplace. John, we have a clip. One of the viewers sent me this. Sent me a clip of you in week 4. Do you know what you said?
What'd I say?
You said that the Broncos can't win the Super Bowl. Yeah.
I said the Broncos can't win the Super Bowl.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm wrong. I thought it was the Broncos. I'm wrong. This is going to embarrass you.
I said the Chiefs. What'd I say?
Okay. This is going to embarrass
you. Tell me. What'd I say?
It wasn't the Broncos. You said the Dodgers are not going to win the World Series.
We've already covered this. I said.
I have the clip now, though. Wow.
Right. Wow. That was, but he's taking it out of context. Roll back the clock. I said that because we were riddled with injuries. It wasn't a talent thing. we were
that bet it, you wanted them to cash out, or you wanted them to get them. Anyone that bet it, you talked them off it. So if anyone was actually listening to you,
no. Time out. Nope. Time out. I always said from day one, you can't even bet the Dodgers in a future for the World Series because they were 3-1. So that's even a silly bet. And I'm a diehard Dodger fan. It's a dumb bet. My point was pick who they're going to play, and then you have a hedge. I literally said the Dodgers are going to play the Blue Jays in the World Series long before it happened.
Why can't
the Blue Jays were 30-1?
Why can't you just one time admit that you've killed more people following you than many diseases?
Absolutely not. No one predicts future sports bets better than me. Period. I had the Rangers 2 years ago. I said the Dodgers are going to play the Blue Jays. I gave let me ask you this. If bettors were betting the Broncos every week, money line, as I always say, and by the way, to Dave Portnoy, that's what you get when you try to beat the spread. Krack, you yourself has said you cannot beat the sides. You can't beat the sides in NFL, so stop trying. No, have you not said that? You have said you cannot beat the sides. Okay,
NFL
so
NBA sides are very hard to beat. Very the hardest. So
how many games were the Broncos the money line dog this year before they became 11-2? You guys laughed at me when they were 5-2, and you guys laughed at me, and I said by the time they play the Chiefs, they will beat the Chiefs. They will be 8-2 or 9-2, whatever it was. And you guys laughed at me, and now look where we're at. And by the way, the Chiefs are 11-2, best record in football. And let's talk about the two. They got screwed against the Colts by the referees. The Broncos got screwed against the Colts. So they should have won that game. They got screwed by the refs, okay, when they played the Colts, and they lost to the Chargers by 3. The Broncos guys, the fraudulent Broncos, as everyone likes to call them, they could easily be, drum roll, 13-0 instead of 11-2. The Broncos will play the Rams in the Super Bowl.
They could be 13-0, but they also can be. Seriously, they also can be like 8-4 too.
Okay, but guess what? You're right. But championship teams, they all have something in common. Championship teams, you know what that is? They find a way to win. They find a way to win.
Yeah. Well.
Drops the mic.
Defense wins Super Bowls. They were down. They scored 33 points. They were down 32-0 or not. It wasn't 32-0, but they were down versus came back and scored 33 points.
But let's finish up on the Dodger thing because I want this listener to hear me loud and clear. What I said. Well, I mean, I don't remember obviously I don't remember the exact wordage, but we were talking about the Dodgers injuries, and I said
World Series. That's what you said.
I said I'm worried. I said, I don't think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series because they were decimated. No, that doesn't count. Okay. Oh, my God.
You wanted your followers to get off if they had a chance to buy out.
No, I never told them to bet the Dodgers because they're 3-1. What's the point? Pick who they're going to play against, bet that team, and then hedge the other way on the Dodgers.
All I can say is Mr. Future King is down here to playing $100 tournaments here in a bucket of blood. So I mean, this is the guy that's betting.
Listen, I make the best future bets. Shout out to my buddy Greg from Bets Apparel. You like that shameless plug, Bill? You like that? Shameless.
I'm sure you're taking money behind my back on
this guy. This guy.
I have to say, part you have to do it when you're dealing with these things.
Bill, go ahead.
Let's go to the next subject before you get a beating.
Wait, let me jump in on one poker. Let's just talk poker real quick. Next week, Bill, you're back here on Monday. There's a seniors event, $800 one-day seniors event, $800 one-day Venetian on Monday, and then $1,100 seniors event WPT on Wednesday at Encore. There's an 800 Monday, 1,100 Wednesday. Are you in?
My friend Dennis looked up online. He didn't see anything on win. He saw a $10,000 senior event. That was it. So
wait. I have it wrong.
Is the one at the Venetian a senior event?
The one at the Venetian is a senior event. The one at Wynn. No, I'm right. The one at Wynn is next Thursday, the 18th.
Is
So
it
there's a senior event there's a seniors event at the Venetian on Monday, Palazzo, whatever, on Monday, 800, and then senior event WPT on the 18th, 1100 at Encore.
Is it a
Are you
senior
in?
event on Encore?
Both are senior events. I promise
All
you,
right.
both are senior
But
events.
I'm putting you in both, and I may play one of them. So
You have to play. Come on.
I'm not putting you in. Our sponsor is putting you in.
I like that. I like it. I'm a sponsored player, Bill, because people know 7 tournaments since 2023. Look it up on Hendon Mob. 7 tournaments I've won, including, by the way, one of those in 23. The one that kicked it off was WSOP Daily Deep Stack tournament for 12K back in 2023. Just for the record.
John,
just for the record.
Do you meet people in poker tournaments? Say, hey, I see you on air or something. You meet people like that
Every day, every time. Yeah.
I have gotten grabbed more times down here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's the gaming. They all love betting sports. They not even just in general. I'm only here 24 hours. I'm leaving. By the way, I'm leaving. I'll be home tomorrow. But so your answer is yes, I will be home. But
yeah,
everyone gambles here. Florida is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I have gotten grabbed. I've been here only 24 hours. I came in just to cash some tickets before they expired. And I had at least 4 or 5 people come up to me walking through the casino, by the sports book. The sports book staff has been great over here, by the way. I tell you, they're so friendly. The people, the clerks, the tellers, so friendly. And, it's a tough job. You're dealing with a lot of people. And I like how they have their tip cups in a clear plexiglass thing right in front of me. It's throw them $1 or $2, $5, $10. I cashed some pretty big futures, so I actually took care of the guys here twice. And they're just, the staff was nice. The employees, the supervisors, they just handled things on a different level here than I've been treated to in the past. They were very, very friendly, very helpful, and that's
great.
They took some really good bets for me on some different things here. The staff was really, really nice. So people recognize it. I just thought they're so nice. People in general are just so nice. So listen, how about this? Martin Scorsese returning to Las Vegas Casino for Netflix drama. I don't know a lot about this, but I'll just give you my now he was smart with Casino. He had real consultants on the set to show him. It came out later on that the guy Frank Collada, and it actually did show where he had the real Ace Rothstein, the real name was Lefty Rosenthal. He also consulted him to make some of that. So this is coming from Brian Koppelman, who did Rounders, Ocean's 13, I believe he also did, and also worked with Scorsese before on HBO's Vinyl. Koppelman gambles. He knows the industry, so I'm hoping he does some. He brings.
It'll be good.
Something good here. This is going to be, like I said. Also, he did Billions, so I'm happy for those guys. It's Koppelman and Levine. So I'm just hoping they bring someone on, because I think this is going to be 8 episodes. I'm not positive, but at its center, it's based on this guy Bobby Redmond, president of the Strip's hottest casino hotel, who must make dangerous bets to secure his position, expand his empire, and outmaneuver his cutthroat rivals. I'm hoping that they have real consultants on that knows about this industry, but I'm looking forward to see this. This is Scorsese's new thing. You've heard about this a little bit?
Yeah. I saw it on Instagram the other day. Somebody posted about it. Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. So there is a man that was indicted for assaulting TSA staff at Las Vegas airport. Federal charges, by the way. You cannot,
No.
I see this more and more, and it's caused by, let me see his age. I don't know his age. I'm hoping he's a young guy, because that's what he's 30. Okay, I always say 30 and under. It's this 30 and under crowd, and he is 30. And, people are drunk, too, on planes and airports. They drink before they go on planes, which is fine. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Just know how to be responsible, though. You can't go after staff and be mad at things. And so 2 TSA officers responded. The one acting as a Spanish interpreter asked Victor Vicencio Ramirez retrieved his passport sealed in a plastic bag. However, he refused to hand it over according to prosecutors, and instead struck the officer on the right side of his head, sending his glasses flying off his face. Can you imagine that? Listen, it's out of control what's going on at airports, on casino flight, on flights and stuff. Perfect example, John. So I'm sitting in row 3 last flight. I'm sitting in row 2 this flight. Same thing happened on both flights. There's someone came from running from the back and just like charging in front of everybody to get off the plane. Like this
To get off. It's
twice
so
in a row.
stupid.
It happens all the time. Like
Yeah, I know.
I don't
I block
know.
people. I stand up immediately. I always have an aisle seat, and I get up immediately. It drives me nuts.
I don't get it. I don't get like what you know.
Where are you going?
Smoking. What are you doing? Like
Yeah, and we're all late. So like to say like, oh, I'm late for I got like everyone's in a hurry. You're traveling. Everyone's in a hurry.
Sitting in row 9, you wait till row 8 gets out. This is common sense. Common sense.
Right.
But and the drinking on planes, I have been cleared from planes. They cleared the whole plane because a stewardess touched someone's Nikes and moved them, and the girl went crazy. The girl went absolutely nuts. And there was a fight on the plane. The whole plane got cleared. We never took off. I had to get on a different plane.
Oh my God. Nightmare.
3 different planes in my life because of drinking, intoxication. Officers had to get they wouldn't leave. They wouldn't leave their seat, so they have to empty the whole entire plane. 3 times in 10 years. And just you see it on everyone's doing, social media. They can't wait to film a fight or an argument. You see that it's toxic what's going on social media. The Twitter's poison for the most part, showing fights. Yeah. And instead of helping break up things, they record it and laugh and giggle, and people are dying in some of these things, dead. And but you just see on the planes a lot. You see it in airports a lot, and to take it out on staff and your misplaced rage. I can't take seeing it no more. It's just really bad. I see it a lot. I used to fly a lot. I used to fly like 10 times a year, more. And now, thank God, I like staying home. John, it's getting to the point I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to deal with society, but I have to.
I get it.
There's a lot of things going on. You just don't want to even deal with society and people. But I'm not saying our fans are pretty good. We have great comments, great subscribing, reviews. I do a show with Alan Boston now, Kelly in Vegas on the Wager Talk Network. And it's amazing the good responses that we get. I told Alan, we had 96 one week. We got like 40 already. You know how hard it is to get 135 in a row without some negative comments? People just throwing around anonymity. They love to, but for people, I'm proud of our followers and listeners. And, I'm proud we don't have to block it. Rare, very rare. Listen, if you're going to, like, it's an old saying, John. What did our parents teach us? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say it. I'm not saying we're not open to constructive criticism in a proper way. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. They go after you more than me, by the way. But but you can do it responsibly. You don't have. We're not going to be so sensitive where we're not going to take any. But if you're going to make fun of somebody or come after them or have any political rants or any kind of like racism, we're not going to take none of that stuff. We're not going to do it. We're going to get rid of you, and you're going to be blocked from all the shows. You're not going to be able to watch any of them on the entire network. And that goes for all my socials. That goes for the Wager Talk Network. But anyway, people are really good to hear good responses. And when I stop and see people, I'll try to help them with things. And, guys yesterday were saying, Krack, can you help me with some props, some player props? I said, listen, before I leave, you're going to be in the sports book tomorrow. I'll give you some maybe Thursday props if they come up in the sports book. I'll just try to help them. Why not try to help people? I'm going to lose 50. I told you guys props. I'm going to win 50. Props has been stupid, like 60 out of 100. But, I said, I'm going to lose 40 bets out of 100 here on player props. So, but I'll be happy to give you some. And, we've been killing them for the season. So I try to be nice to people. Try to always help someone and gamble responsibly. There's so many different things you want to do. Listen, this place over here, I don't know what they're doing, John. You cannot move at Hard Rock. Tuesday night, last night, you couldn't move. The place was packed. Tables, you couldn't get to a table yesterday. It was unbelievable. Couldn't get to a table.
Wow. On a Tuesday.
You could not get to a table. John, before I go,
Wow.
I wanted to show you
Yeah.
this guitar. This guitar tower is really
Yeah,
good.
let me see.
Let's see if
The one here, by the way, the guitar here is coming along. They got like the
Yeah.
bottom, like maybe 5 or 6 floors. Wow, Bill, that's quite a view.
Well, I gotta be blunt though, John. That tower right there, I like better. I don't know what the tower is. They have because
Okay.
they have the outdoor.
That's
outdoor,
Fort Lauderdale. Where is that again? Which city?
That's Fort Lauderdale. Why won't that come?
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Hollywood. Yeah, that's
Hollywood. Okay.
They're really good to me here. I'm really.
Wow, that looks nice. Thanks for the invite. It's great. Yeah. No.
Yeah, you got your $75 tournament, $60 tournaments to play. You can't.
I do $300 today, which by the way started 6 minutes ago, Bill.
Yeah.
6 minutes
By the
ago.
way, across the street, down the road there, they have a Wawa. I love Wawas.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week on WiseKracks. Hey, Randy, what's going on? Where are you at today with your Golden Knights? You got to be in Vegas with the Golden Knights shirts and the Masters.
I am. I'm doing the great gift wrap up here on one of the Caesars properties up in the suite here. So getting ready to go do that. Get a little extra money today.
I am at, as you can see there, the Hard Rock, Seminole Hard Rock. And, Randy, there's no good video poker here. God, nothing, no good video poker. I just...
Yeah, Hard Rock casinos don't believe in good video. They have pretty good slots. They give a lot of money if you do gamble in them places, and they give a lot of good benefits. So we'll be waiting to see when the old Mirage reopens here and see what happens. But it'll be interesting.
Randy, your FCS game. So you bet it last week. You gave it to everybody. You bet it, and I even repeated that on a show I do. If I was to know what I gave it out, it was 1.5 at MGM, DraftKings, I think FanDuel. So I gave it out on air, live on VSiN, and instantly it moved to 3.5. Like not instantly, in the next, it took about 10 minutes. And I'll be blunt, I thought taking the 3.5 was a smart thing. I would have overbet. If I knew it was going to move like that, I would have laid 1.5 to 3.5. Didn't matter. What was it, 50-29? Is that if I remember right?
Yeah, the Montana game was 50-29 there against South Dakota State. Yeah. It was a good game. These FCS lines move fast. There's, smaller limits, of course, on these. But it's more traditional type football, unlike the political stuff we see in the other college football here with this, committees and all this other baloney that they have. Can't decide, top 12 teams. It's very easy. The way the FCS does it with their 16-team playoff, and you get a pretty good, you get a good tournament every year, and hardworking kids, and some of this football is actually better than some of the bigger football, like the MAC conferences, the Mountain West. This is better football.
And 2-1 in the NFL, bringing that back a little bit. So you got a nice 3-1 week on WiseKracks. All right, Randy, what do you have for this week?
Yeah, the first pick in the underdog home train here, we're going to go with the New England Patriots here. This line flipped to favorites. Buffalo's still getting a lot of love here with the analytical crowd, the modeling crowd. They still think this is a good team. I'm betting against this Buffalo defense every chance I get. Cincinnati had them beat the whole way there. They did make a couple plays with turnovers there that got them the win. Of course, that was a hard-fought game versus Cincinnati. New England's coming off a nice bye, timely bye for them. They should be healthy, well-rested. Normally I don't like to take a team off a big winning streak off a bye because it might kill some momentum, but I think Vrabel will have this team ready to get back on there. This is for the division. This is for home field, and throughout the playoffs and everything else, I trust New England's defense more here to get the outright victory.
All right, they're +1. What's next?
Cincinnati, back on the Cincinnati +2.5 here. Another team that the modeling and the analytical guys still like. They're high on this Ravens team. Seen too much of it with this Ravens team. with the turnovers, the bad mistakes. I don't think Cincinnati will make those type mistakes, and getting points here is pretty strong. We might not have T. Higgins in this one that got us the big catch last week for the cover, but I don't like how Lamar Jackson is looking, kind of banged up, and their offensive line isn't as dominant this year for this Baltimore team. I like it plus 2.5, and you can use it in teasers as well, up to that 8.5. But of course, we don't talk that much about teasers here because people can't get the same price as we can get.
Yeah, I'm down in Hard Rock. I told you I'm going to check it out, though, but they're plus 2.5 even. There's a couple 2.5 evens here. I'm going to check out the teaser pricing down here, too. I'm sure it's no good, though. You can't lay more than 120 on a 6-point teaser, folks. You can't beat it long term. Third game?
Yeah, Hard Rock app is really well, so you'll find some very good things there. And the sports book, there's some really good options in that sports book.
Cool.
Fortunately, it's the only game in town in Florida, so
yeah,
that's all you get. Third game, we're going to take another home underdog, big matchup here. 9-3-1. Green Bay goes on the road to play in Denver against 11-2 Denver. Another game that might decide who gets home field throughout the playoffs. Game of the week. I favor this top defense of Denver more so than this Green Bay with Love and company. Green Bay had that tough game last week against Chicago. They pulled it off. Exciting game, fun to watch. Chicago's for real. I think they're going to be a tough team, but the rookie coach maybe made a couple bad decisions there down the stretch. I also lean under in this game. The total went up a little bit. I think this is going to be a little bit of a slobber knocker. Both teams like to run the ball, control the clock. And this is another game you can use in teasers as well. So I like the Denver side. I like it in a teaser, and I like the under a little bit here. So you got the whole smorgasbord in this Denver game.
Circa and Westgate both 43.5. Are you going to use that as an official play? Also the under?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's give that out. I haven't bet it yet myself, but yeah, let's give that one out as well.
That's a good number. There's 42.5s on the screen. 43s everywhere. A couple 43.5s like I just told you. So we're going to go for an official fourth play. Denver plus 2.5, and we're going to go for the under 43.5. This punt is actually 43.5s on the screen here. Just those four. Is that good? Any other?
Yeah, that's what
Any other FCS?
Well, I got a couple leans, but of course, the lines aren't out yet.
Okay.
This Illinois State pulled off the big upset against North Dakota State, one of my home colleges there, as a 23-point underdog. They were down 14 late. They went for 2 and made it. Brock Speck is their longtime coach. He made the right move as an underdog. When you got a chance to win the game, go for it. He made the 2-point conversion, and North Dakota State couldn't score back the other way. They got the big upset there. They look like a game team. This is the first, they won their first 2 games on the road. Now they go out to the West Coast to play UC Davis. In a game they should probably dominate here, and they're a little bit of an underdog. So I might see an outright victory here for Illinois State. So that looks like a pretty good one.
Oh, wow. There's a play.
We'll go back to Montana. Montana plays at home against South Dakota this week. Not South Dakota State. They get the South Dakota Coyotes, another team from South Dakota this week. South Dakota has a very good quarterback, and they won 47-0 as a 7-point underdog last week. This quarterback could be probably a potential NFL player, and they're scoring a lot of points here, and so is this Montana team. So that total looks a little short to me. Haven't bet these yet, but I think they're looking like pretty good leans for me.
So lean to the over in that game.
Yeah.
Okay. There's two more plays for you guys when the lines come up. They're not up everywhere yet. So, all right, sounds good, Randy. We'll see you next week. I'll be back in Vegas. Look forward to seeing you. All right.
Sounds good. Maybe I'll be down in Vegas for the another event here this coming up week.
Cool. Thanks. All right. Thanks, Randy.